Hi, my name is Fernanda, and today I'm going to be testing whether driving versus flying to New Mexico is better. As a person that loves to travel on a budget, I've always wondered if driving was more affordable than taking a flight. There's always a choice of getting there in a matter of a few hours at a higher cost, or taking more than a day to arrive at a destination for nearly the same cost, but sometimes it could be cheaper. I personally think that driving has a lot of benefits to it because as a purchase of a flight for an individual is just like the same as you driving and having to pay that cost. But with that, you can take multiple people into that trip. In this project, my hypothesis test is based on the comparison of buying a flight versus driving to New Mexico. For this project, I believe that driving to New Mexico sounds like a better idea. With that being said, I could take more people and not have to worry about how much my suitcase weighs. When you fly, they do have like a limited number for how much your suitcase can weigh, and sometimes you can't take as much as you prefer. Driving has more experience to it because as you drive, you're also making stops at different locations and not sitting next to a stranger. But you also get more personal space with that. You also are like driving to new places as you're like arriving to your destination. In an airplane, you don't get much of that experience because you'll just be sitting for the entire flight. So for this project, the procedures that I used were stating my null for this hypothesis, which was that it's similar in price for a flight than it is to drive. My alternative hypothesis would be that it's less expensive to drive than to fly to New Mexico. For this test, I'll do a significance level of 0.5 with a sample size of 73. Because there can be a possibility that the hypothesis test can be false or rejected. To test this hypothesis, I already know that this is going to be a left-tailed hypothesis since my symbol is a less than. Therefore, my claim would be the one that represents the alternative hypothesis. For the test statistics, I got a 3.00 round already rounded to the 2 decimal points, and the p-value I got 0.999. Rounded to the nearest 3 decimals. My data was collected by first getting my standard deviation, which was the price of a flight ticket. But before I say that, so for this bar graph right here, I do have like the gas price differences for like the different types of gas price, because some gas prices are like different, the type of fuel you choose for your car, and then each gas type makes the trip price different. So these are like the differences. But back to where I was. So for finding my price of a flight ticket, I went onto the Southwest Airlines webpage. I chose a one-way ticket to New Mexico for individual cost, which costed me $464, and for that, I adjusted like the days, which was like 3 days for one trip, a one-way ticket. And for the driving, I went into the AA gas price website and I took the prices of the gas for a regular gas type, which was a 4.907 for the California gas price. And according to the It Still Runs website, I tried to make sure that I knew what type of engine because some car engines do take more gas than others. So I'm going to be working with a 4-cylinder engine, and the It Still Runs website did mention that a 4-cylinder can expect 22 miles per gallon in the city and 33 on the highway. Since I'm going to be in the middle of both, I just did 22 miles per gallon. So in order to find my my answer for like a mile, I did was I divided 4.907, which was the regular gas type price, by 22 to get the price for the miles, and then I got a 0.223 for the price. I then went into the Google Maps to determine how many miles it was from my current location to New Mexico, and then I multiplied the number of miles, which was 764, by 0.223 and got my amount, which was 170.41 to drive to New Mexico. That is the cost for my driving, and the cost for the flight was 464. And so what I did here on the bell curves for StatCrunch, I went into the normal calculator and I tried to like find the difference for this, and I plugged in my numbers, the mean 170.41, standard deviation 464, and then with a significance level of 0.05. As you can see here, my numbers are kind of different with the between and the standard calculator. And then for the formula I used the formula for a normal distribution problem, and I went into StatCrunch. I plugged in my numbers under the Z-stat, which were the sample, which was a sample of 10, a mean of 464, and a standard deviation of 170.41. I then used the hypothesis test for the mean, which was for my answer, I got a t-stat of 3.14 and a p-value of 0.99. The numbers were both rounded to the nearest second or third place. I did the limited L, the upper and lower limit, on StatCrunch, and my answers were 64.19, and my upper limit was a 276.62. So in conclusion to that, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that driving to New Mexico is less than booking a flight. Although sometimes those numbers might change as gas prices go up or go down, driving will still be more affordable when traveling with others, but it also depends how fast you want to get there. But yes, that's it.